Hello everyone, thanks for visiting the channel. What I'd like to do in this video is just go over two of the main points from the last vid. So firstly, realize that we're always thinking. We wake up in the morning, open your eyes, seconds later you start to think. And you do this for the whole day until you go to sleep. You're thinking. Secondly, for the most part, the default setting for our thoughts is negative. So we spend most of our time thinking about things that make us feel nervous, anxious, we feel stressed, we worry. See, now this is key. Once you understand those two things, you can then make a choice. You can choose to access the visual part of your mind. You see, for me, once I realized there was a place I could go where there was no thoughts and it was peaceful, for me that was mental liberation. I wanted to be there and dwell there all of the time. I want to give you, and this is the main part of this video, I want to give you a small scenario. Imagine you're on a high street, shops, you're in a coffee shop. Yeah, you're sitting outside a coffee shop. And you can hear a commotion. Now, there's someone walking towards you who's having an argument, but they're not arguing with someone else. They're speaking to themselves. Out loud. Shouting and, oh, how dare you do that to me? How could... But again, they're speaking to themselves. As they get closer to you, they stop arguing and then they start laughing. And they stop close to you, to where you are, and they're just laughing and smiling, paying no attention to anyone else. They're oblivious to everyone. In most societies, we call these people mad or insane. Now, everyone at the coffee shop is looking at this person. People are on the same side of the person, is crossing the street to avoid them. And we're all thinking, oh, this person's mad. But this is the thing. Everybody else, including you, was doing exactly the same thing just now. The only difference is this person is upfront with it, whereas we do it on the inside of our heads. We're doing the same thing in the head, talking to ourselves. You see, now once you learn how to become a vigil, you'll start to watch people, because this is what I do. You realize that, for example, when people are walking down the street, they're not awake. Remember, one of the definitions of vigil is staying awake at a time usually spent asleep. And that's us. Because we're not completely awake. We're daydreaming. Like most people on the street, they're sleepwalking. And this is what I mean. I see people there looking down at their feet. They're not aware of their surroundings, really. Bumping into each other, hitting the lamppost. Their mouths are moving. Because we're talking to ourselves in the head. We don't realize it, but our mouths are moving. We're smiling or we're frowning, depending on what's going on inside the head. No difference between the so-called insane person or the mad person. Again, the only difference is they're not fronting. They're just speaking out aloud. And for us, we're keeping it on the inside, in our minds. Now, as we all know, we think some incredibly crazy stuff. Imagine if people were to know exactly what's going on inside our minds from moment to moment. Quite scary. No difference between the so-called mad people and us. So once you become aware of this, you can make a decision. See, my aim, once I realized this, was to be as calm and as peaceful on the inside of my mind as I was outside. Not to front. And you can do this by learning how to access your visual mind. So a good idea, a good start would be to start to watch your mind. Become visual. Remember, visual means awake, alert, watchful, aware. So become aware of your thoughts. Watch your own mind. You'll be surprised at how negative, because again, it's the default setting. There's no shame here. Most people live like this. It doesn't matter. You could be a lawyer, a doctor, a judge, nurse, delivery guy, dustbin man. It doesn't matter. Everyone is suffering from this, and it only varies by degree. Everyone's suffering. So no shame. So again, start to watch your mind. Just start to watch the thoughts. And you'll be surprised. So again, I think we're going to leave it here for this video. I'd like to say thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace and love.